Hello, welcome. This is Austin from the DevC training. Today we're going to be looking at a couple of things. First of all, we're going to be looking at middlewares and how they work. Middlewares are code snippets that perform different functions, and we're going to be using middlewares to look at a couple of things. But before I do that, I'm going to open up these. This is Postman. Use Postman to check test our API endpoints, and I had earlier told us how to install Postman. So if you had installed your Postman and you open it, you can just simply put the address of the point that you want to take. You know we have localhost 3000. That is where we see our server run. So make sure you select the get command, then press enter. You're going to see the same thing that you would have seen on your browser. Message, this is my successful request. So you can see the same thing. But before you do that, make sure that your server is running. You can see that I've already done nodemon server. Make sure that it's running so that you can test your endpoint in the Postman. So in this class that we're going to be doing now and henceforth, we're going to be using Postman to check our endpoint and not the browser. We can also use the browser to do that, but we'll be using Postman and browser. So let's continue. So this is where we stopped in the first class, but we're going to be doing some things now. You can see this is the middleware that we used. App use message, this is my successful request, and that is why you're seeing that here. This is my successful request. Message, this is my success. This is a JSON file, a JSON. So you can always see your JSON in the Postman, and that is because we are requesting for this very point, localhost 3000. So, and that is why we are saying this. So this is the code snippet that makes it possible for us to see what we are seeing on the Postman, and it simply says app.use. Then it has two objects, request and response object, with a callback function that responds JSON, and the JSON is this is my successful request. So we're going to be adding more middleware to this, and in the middleware that we're going to be adding, one thing that will be different from what we have here is what we call the nest. It's going to have another argument known as nest, and what this nest does is that after performing this very command, it's going to jump into the next middleware. So this one does not have nest, so immediately after saying this is my successful request, it's not going to do any other thing. But we're going to be bringing in some code snippets that has some middlewares that can be able to do that. So to bring that in and to make this easier, I'm going to simply go and copy the code. This is the code snippet that should be in my app.js now. So I'm going to just pick them up to the last one. So I'm going to be dropping all these code snippets in my GitHub or in the description part of this video so that you can see them. So instead of having this now, this same thing, I'm going to Control O and Control V to paste the new code. And you know that the new code already has this same thing. We are bringing in Express, then we are creating an Express app, which are the two first line. Then we'll do this. So this is the first middleware. So middleware must have these three arguments: request, respond, and nest. Nest simply tells it to, after saying console.log request received, after consoling request received, jump into this next one and shows the status code of 201. After doing that, nest is telling it jump into this next one and shows your request was successful. After doing this, jump into this one and also shows in rest JSON your request was successful. So that's what it does. Then after that, console.log respond send. So you see, whenever you want to write a middleware, it's very, very simple. So simply say app.use, then inside the bracket put the rec, rest, and nest, then state the command that you want. If you want it to be rest.json or console.log, rest.json comes out in things like Postman on our browser, whereas console.log will come out in this part, this terminal. So having done this, I'm going to simply say Ctrl S to save. So you see, as I did Ctrl F, you can notice what is happening here. The changes are being made here. So as it's running now, if I go back to my Postman and click send again, I'm going to see, you see, your request was successful. So that is the new message is showing me now, and you can see the status code is no longer 200, it's now 201 because of all these other codes. You can see I say that rest status should be 201, so that is what is saying here now, rest status 201, and your request is successful. I think that is the last your request is successful. You can see it here. That is the last what's it called, middleware that was affected for rest.json, whereas the console.logs of responses successfully and received, they are now here. You can see them here, response received and response sent successfully. You can see the two of them. So these are middlewares. We just needed these so that we can move on for you to understand what middlewares are. But in subsequent classes, we are going to be using middleware that are very powerful and can do other things. Just before we go, I'm going to make these our server.js to be more powerful so that we can use them for deployment. As it is now is okay, but there are some code snippets that I'll paste in so that it will be ready for deployment. Deployment is when you're hosting your site. So I'm going to simply go to this notepad and pick up this code. You can see improve server.js to make it suitable for deployment. So I'm going to copy this code here. Like I told you before, I'm going to leave this code for you so that you can always have it and use them. So I'm going to copy this code. I'll come here. This is my server.js. I'm going to do Ctrl A to select all and Ctrl V to paste what I've copied. So that is what I'm having now. So I'm going to also say Ctrl S to save it so that it will come out here. So that's what we're having now. You can see now it's now say listening to port 3000. So that is updated in what I have here. So I added some codes that will make us know what is happening when it is happening. So in other classes I'm going to explain this one by one, but take note of what I've done now. Thank you and God bless you.